Spring signs, this is your abundance reading where we really explore the cycle of abundance that happens in the cycle of creativity and destruction, as seen with the cycle that we experience throughout the year with the earth. We're coming up on kind of a reset point here with the Halloween time that we are going to be experiencing. So that's actually going to be representing the first position on our wheel. But before we get to that, I'd like to talk about your center card, which is Helios. This is going to be your divine inspiration for this month. So it's about the sun, it's about warmth, it's about using that power and however you can get access to it. So by going outside in the sunlight, maybe sitting fireside, burning lots of candles around you, making sure that you have a lot of warm lighting around you at times, wearing gold, wearing things that, if it's not clothing, maybe a jewelry that reminds you of the sun as well. And even if you're in an area where you don't experience a lot of sun, maybe putting an image of it on your phone screen or your computer screen. Just keeping this energy near you is very important because it's going to be fueling you and leading you and helping you connect to your inner wisdom and your inner strengths especially. So as we move into the wheel now, we are going to look at the first position here, which is about your accomplishments, what you are going to decide to preserve from the last cycle, and what you are going to let go of. And this is really about the holiday that we're moving into right now, where we're exploring that energy. And that's why that issue of death comes up, because it's really this transitional point, a transformation point. But it's also, within that understanding that the death is actually, choosing to remove things so that new energy can come in, which is what you're going to be then working with here. So you need to, at this time, decide what you would like to let go of and what you'd like to keep. Now, intuitively, it looks like you may be doing some reflecting on this. It may be helpful for you to actually journal about it. Oh, and I love this. It actually has that image that I'm talking about, spending that time with candlelights around you. And, in that golden sort of energy, so that you're really in touch with what really inspires you. And, of course, this is about being wise, taking a true assessment about what's going on here. And the wisdom of knowing how to let go. And I like also how we have a double crystal ball in your reading, which is really magnificent. Okay, so your second position is the dream. And what you want to, when you get through this cycle, have an ideal harvest of. So this is going to be something that is, you're pulling it out of thin air. And here I'm getting this image of someone in a more of a, I want to say kind of observational mode, even hermit mode, allowing yourself that time to be alone with your thoughts, maybe even wearing blue around your head if you can, exploring the darkness and the mystery as well, because within that void is where we're picking up new energies that are going to then be revealed in the physical at some point. So getting in touch with that, the darkness as well, like I was saying. So we also have, the light, but the darkness, and working with these two energies. This is really strong moon energy. And of course, during this time, we're having the full moon too. So working with those two entities that really help to build this dialogue amongst themselves for how to begin and create and be kind of like the god and goddess of their realities. So you may be wanting to look at how you're going to be working on something that really balances the male and the female aspects for you in this new venture or new ventures. Now, the third position is about purifying, preparing, and committing. So this is why I think you're seeing the ball here. It's saying again, like, you need to make sure that you are getting the insight that is true to you. We have wisdom coming in again, and it's just saying that make sure that this is rooted in something that you love. Make sure that it's emotionally fulfilling, and that that's part of being extra wise and cautionary about what you're doing. And it's also about purifying, because we're not doing this out of ego. We're doing this because our heart is connected to it. Your fourth position is equinox energy. It's about balance, and it explores the active and the resting, the reflective parts of what you're doing. So let's see what we have here for you. It looks like there's something here talking about your own nourishment, about making sure that if you are beginning something new, that you want to take time for yourself as well, and not let go of your own world, your own self-nourishment apart from other things that you may be pursuing. Or maybe what you are pursuing is finding balance with your nourishment. But I'm getting a strong kind of work-life balance vibe here. We also have the moon sort of, it's not quite half, but it's acknowledging like the interplay of the light and the dark aspects here. And it just looks like there is a need to really preserve that glow, to really preserve that sun's energy. You may very well be working with gardening, something directly related to the sun's energy itself, how to fuel the body, how to fuel the soul. And you may be helping yourself or others learn how to balance that. Now we're going to look here at the pleasure and freedom that you are finding within the commitments that you've made to your creative pursuit. And it looks like you are having to take that time out again to really connect with your true inspiration, that initial flame, that initial spark, because there's something about that that's going to help very much carry you through this process. And again, I'm getting, not only are you having this sort of slow burn energy with what you're pursuing here, but it has to keep you from entering destabilization. It's very important that in this process you feel whole, you feel healthy, you feel like you have time out just for yourself, just to go into the void if you need to have the downtime, and to feel like you can find a way to subtly rebirth yourself when you're feeling a little bit drained. Now, the next position really explores the true fruition of what you've been doing. This is the abundance stage of what's going on. So this is when the sun is in full apex. It's at its strongest here. And what we're seeing again is this notion of the passion that is that you've rooted yourself in for whatever you're doing, and the true sort of lack of ego that you've involved in this process, as well as that touching into the darkness and the void and feeding yourself through that energy alongside this energy. I'm just getting a lot of that repeat, and that there's something about how this is affecting you too, and allowing you to be in a state of I don't want to say grace, but just a state of quiet strength, perhaps, would be the right way to go about this. Knowing your inner strength, relying on your inner calm. It's a very steady and unwavering energy that you are working with here. And really, that's what I feel like is what's culminating here. Something that is truly solid, because it's given a fantastic foundation. It's given true inspiration, and it knows how to work with the divine and the masculine energies of the feminine as well, and keep balance. And maybe that's something that you've always struggled with in creative projects, and I feel like you've been very focused on creating self-mastery here, mastering your own energy, regardless of what you're doing. Now, the protection that this has brought you because of your growth and the new resources, it looks like you're going to have the strength to feel like you can venture out a little bit more and have strong instinct. And this is a lot like what you've been building on, is that feeling there. And that you can really have the companionship of others as well. Like, you can identify this quality in other people. And I think it's going to help you better understand who are your compadres here, who are the people that you can run with, because you're kind of cut of the same mold now. That's a really great resource to have. Now, as you move into the final stage here of this cycle, this is about gratitude and wisdom that's going to lead into new opportunities. So this is really about, your own personal assessment of this. So when you look back through this cycle, you are going to have to come to understanding what this is for you, what this means for you. From this image, I'm definitely getting there's a sense that you feel more spiritually protected. You feel like you've gained a lot of inner wisdom, and because of that, you are more solid in yourself. And it exists not only in your mental space, but in your heart space as well. And I truly think that there is this just understanding of the importance of being unwavering, of being really self-reliant, and honoring good emotional well-being and mental well-being, not letting yourself get into extremes where your external environment is commanding the ups and downs of your life. I feel like you've come to rely on what you find to be a source of power for you and strength, and you've identified with that, and you know how to tap into that and be of that now. So my spring signs, I do hope that this was helpful. Please check the description box. I have lots of goodies down there, including personal readings if you're interested. And I'm sending you blessings during this season, and of course, immense amounts of love. Take really good care.